consensus is your elbow's okay. How does it feel for you?
Oh, it's fine. Swelling went down, so no worries.
Didn't have to do any draining or anything?
Nah.
It's not throbbing at all. It's still like kind of a bruise or throbbing pain.
It's sore just because of the impact, but it's, I guess the spot it's at doesn't affect the range of motion, so I can shoot and dribble and do all I need to do. It's uncomfortable, but it's not necessarily painful.
Have you watched the replay of that a few times since then, or no?
I saw it once. Not a lot of help. That's all I say.
Did you recognize the team owners?
I did. It was right between him and his wife. I think I stepped on her chair. I don't blame them. They're the first responders. It's kind of coming at them pretty quick. The row behind, Mr. Fab's there, and everybody to his left. I want to do like a crowd surfing kind of deal, like at a concert, but they weren't ready.
Did you see the guy taking pictures of you?
Yeah, I need that picture. That'd be something to remember. Kind of disappointed he took that moment to document it, if you will. So took a picture of me, took a picture of I think Draymond or Andre, who were behind me on the court. So he was taking in the moment.
Does it cause you to reevaluate whether you would do the same thing next time?
I mean, for the most part, those are split decisions. You don't really weigh the options or the risks really when you're chasing a loose ball. Obviously, I'd rather stay on the floor as much as possible and whatnot. It's kind of dangerous, but I don't know how you can play hard and do what you need to do in those situations, 50-50 balls or whatever, with any doubt in your mind of, all right, protect yourself, really, especially in a playoff situation.
Have your coaches or teammates or anybody in the organization asked you to please don't do that again?
Some have, but most know if it's a situation like that, I always try to make the best decision whether I can get the ball or not, but that's it.
Overall, do you feel pretty banged up? I mean, got a couple injuries, now this. I mean, are you okay?
I'm doing all right, man. It's nothing to really worry about. It's nice to have 3 days in between to get your body right, but such it is in playoff basketball. That's you gotta be prepared for anything.
Steph, that 37-footer you hit at OKC in overtime, is that a moment that sticks out among others in your MVP season?
Well, this is a big shot and a big play and a very eventful night overall for a lot of different reasons. So to get that win was meant a lot. Just having been down in that game and claw our way back and the way we even just got into overtime. So regular season-wise, that was a big win for us and a big shot. It doesn't mean anything going back there for the playoffs.
What's the benefit of the sleeve on the elbow? Is that
just compression, just to make sure I can get shots up and not have any swelling. So that's it. That severe, the way it looked during the game, yeah, but those are kind of, from what I hear, very common injuries. If you land on something, a hard surface, or get bumped, elbow, hip, knee, they tend to kind of swell up. They don't cause any problems mechanically or whatnot, so you can still use, I can still use my arm, do what I need to do. It just looks ugly and is a little uncomfortable, that's it.
Could you talk about how to guard KD?
Who?
KD.
Wrong person to ask. I don't really guard him that much. But you got to stay tight on him and make him just make tough or take tough shots. He'll make some of them, but he's 7 foot with a handle and can shoot and has range. He's a tough matchup.
How much of a luxury is it to have someone like
Draymond, who can play that sort of center field on defense and help out where he's needed against this team and the way you guys are playing defense?
I mean, he's done it all year. It's just a different scheme now. So it's the same concept. It's just he's in different positions that can be more aggressive. So his IQ is great enough that, you know, whatever lineup they throw out there, he can find a way to impact the possession. And, you know, our job around him and anybody that's out there on the floor is to, you know, try to keep guys in front, communicate on switches and any actions they run, and then you know, just have multiple efforts on every single possession.
Do you actually feel him coming up to give you help at times, depending on the situation?
I hear him. He's always talking, so that's the biggest. That's the biggest thing. That's where, you know, on the defensive end, that's communication, and if you can hear him before the play actually happens, you know where to send the guy or where your help's coming from.
He's not sneaking up on people then, huh?
No, there's no time for that on defense.
Speaking of defense, after game 2, you guys said you were more active defensively than you were in game 1. After watching tape, what stood out to you?
We just had less breakdowns. The first game 1, we had too many situations in pick and rolls where we sent to the wrong guy, left the guy wide open. That's a threat. We rotated without having IQ of where we were going, and we just kind of, you know, paid attention to the details on those kind of situations. Obviously, it wasn't perfect. We can continue to get better. There were still a couple of slip-ups, but in the half-court offense, we measured our success by just trying to make them take tough shots every possession, and we were able to do that.
How important has Andre been on defense for you guys in those first 2 games?
I mean, he's huge. He's trying to bother KD as much as he can. You know, swiping at the ball, making him uncomfortable with the dribble, and just contesting shots. Obviously, KD's had big numbers, and he's going to get points just because he has the ball in his hands so much and whatnot. But over the course of 48 minutes, you hope that he can wear him down as much as he can, and we have to help him, you know, behind him on the defensive end.
How big of an influence has he been on you guys since his business trip?
I think he's been, I wouldn't say undervalued. I think people know how much of an impact he has every single night, whether he has 4 points or 20 points. When he's out there, he has a presence as a playmaker on both ends of the floor. So he's a huge X factor for us, and it obviously showed in the playoffs last year, and it's continuing to show as we go through this playoff run.
Last game, second quarter, you just got one attempt down the court. Is that part of your plan? Did Steve ask you to do that, or just you play by yourself?
Just have creativity and make plays. That's what he trusts us to do all the time.
So after game 1, you said you had so many quick shots. You know, how will you do? You know, how will you avoid in game 3?
Some of the quick ones we took in game 2, we made them, which helps. But there were still certain situations where we got a little rushed. On second chance opportunities, not taking our time and resetting and whatnot, but for the most part of the second half, we moved the ball from side to side, and everybody touched it and got involved and made them make decisions on defense and hopefully have some breakdowns, and we were able to get open looks.
People always talk about your offense and how gifted you are on offense. How do you rate yourself as a defensive player?
I feel like I go out and do what I'm supposed to do. Whether it's noticeable or not, I try not to have any breakdowns on the ball, guarding, you know, my man, getting steals, deflections, contesting shots, rotating when I need to. I love that people try to, create mismatches with me on the defensive end because those are, one, I love that challenge just as a competitor, and two, most of the time it means they're doing something that they usually don't like to do. So we welcome, that kind of game plan against us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steph.
Thanks, Steph.